is a very interesting theory, that is facial feedback hypothesis. So it was proposed by Sejong and McIntosh in the year 1992. So according to this facial feedback hypothesis, the facial expression is very much related to an emotional experience. So suppose we have already heard about laughing therapy and all. So we are laughing a lot, or whether we are trying to just have a fake smile. So according to this hypothesis, it states that even though we are actually producing a fake smile, it will actually give out an emotional experience that is almost pleasant in nature. Okay, so even though we are smiling, we will be having a pleasant emotion within us. So whatever facial muscles are moving outward, it is connected to the emotion that is experiencing inside. So that is what the facial feedback hypothesis says. Okay. Next one is activation theory. So it is according this theory was proposed by Donald B. Lidsley. It is in the year 1951. So according to this theory, they never perceive the emotion, or they never represent the emotion as a very physiological or biological or psychological process, but rather it is actually presenting emotion as, or portraying emotion as a very a state of arousal. So when an arousal state is there, that is an emotion. So emotion, it represents a state of heightened arousal. Okay, so that is what the activation theory states. So there is a kind of activation that is happening inside our body, and that is called as emotion, according to the activation theory. The next one is opponent process theory, and it was proposed by Richard Solomon and John Corbett in the year 1982. So according to the opponent process, so something opposite is there. From the terminology itself, it is clear that something opposite is happening. Suppose if I'm having a particular emotion like sadness, in order to change that particular emotion, the opposite emotion should be there. So in order to suppress or to cancel it, the opposite emotion should be present. For example, one of my friend is coming and saying like, hey Lakshmi, your friend has got an accident. So suddenly what is happening? Okay, I become so sad. And later, after some time, that friend comes and hey, actually it was a prank. I just did it very stupidly. I'm so sorry. So actually, I got a relief, and I say, okay, I'm happy. Okay, it's not happening there. Okay, so here the most emotion that is seen on the opposite polars is happening there. So in order to cancel or suppress this sadness emotion, what should be there? Happiness should be there. Suppose if I'm so frightened, the opposite one is relief. So in order to get off this fear emotion, the relief should be present. Then only it will cancel or suppress it. So that is the opponent process theory state. So every emotional arousal will be having an opposite. When one type of emotion is elicited, there must be an opposite one in order to suppress or cancel it. Okay, so that is opponent process theory. Next is theory of relationship among emotions. So this theory is actually having a structure. So after this class, you can go on search in the Google. You can see a structural model of this theory. This theory was proposed by Plachik. It was in the year 1980. So according to this theory, there are primary emotion and there are secondary emotion. Pure emotion and secondary emotion. For example, like what are the pure emotions are? Like sadness, happiness, and all. So, mm, generally, if we are sad, can we say that we are purely sad? Sometimes, in the case of happiness, some kind of other emotions will be there. A combination of all these emotions will be experienced, right? According to this plastic theory, we do not feel pure emotions. Like sometimes there is the pun, like pun usage in Malayalam, like Ananda Kannir, like because of so much of happiness we will be actually crying. So there will be a mixture of more than one emotion at a time. So suppose if we are going to such a prize from the stage, I need to go off the stage. Actually, it was a very awaiting moment for me, but I will be feeling some kind of anxiety, some kind of fear, because okay, everybody will be watching, will be staring at me. So some sort of anxiety will be there, but at the same time, I will be happy too. So this is what this theory means. Like, we don't have a pure emotion at a time. We will be having a combination of this primary and secondary emotion, and like that we are feeling. So that is what this theory of relationship among emotions says. Okay, so we have finished the theories. Okay, so very few theories are there. James Lang theory, Kennan-Barr theory, Strasser-Singer theory, cognitive appraisal theory, facial feedback hypothesis, activation theory, opponent process theory, and theory of relationship among emotions. Okay. The next we can go to the difference between affect and mood. Okay, so we have been interchangeably using these two terms, affect and mood. So you should know the difference between what is meant by affect, what is meant by mood. Okay, so affect is very short-lived one. Okay, just for a few. So generally we say, okay, my mood is not okay, I'm not coming with you. Actually, that is not mood, that is affect. Okay, so because it lasts for a very short duration. Whereas mood, it is very pervasive, very long lasting. That is called as mood disorders. So while you are studying the abnormal psychology, you'll be familiar that while you are studying depression and all, there is a particular time period that is specifically told. Like it should last for 6 months. It should last for at least for 3 months. Why it is that? Because it is a sustained one. So the sustained one is mood and the very short-lived one is affect. Okay, so don't get confused with that. So classification of emotional disorder, I'm not going into that because you will study that in detail with abnormal psychology. I'm just skipping it. Next is application aspect in emotion. So the famous one is polygraph, the lie detector. So the question can be asked like, who invented this lie detector? So you might be knowing how this lie detectors works, everything, but who invented it? The William Moulton Marston has invented the first prototype of lie detector. Okay, it is important. The other name of lie detector is polygraph. So it makes use of different type of recordings like our BP, our heart rate, our breathing rate, our skin response, etc. will be taken in order to find whether we are telling a lie or not. Okay, so that is about the emotion chapter. So for now, we are ending up this emotional chapter. Only theories is stating, and there are certain biological parts that is involved in emotion that will be specified in your biological basis of behavior. Okay. Now we are only just going through this theories.